This is Global Tel Link. You have a prepaid call from
Demetrius.
an incarcerated individual at the Folsom State Prison, Folsom, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. To refuse, thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Crips. I forgot where they was from. Two young Crips.
That's what it is.
Yeah, and he was like, yo, man, we'll call you Meech, man. And I said, cool, man, we're going to be Meech. And I stuck with that name ever since, to be honest with you.
That's what it is. That's crazy. So
that's what it was. Meech. His name was Meechy. That's what they call him, Meechy. I was like, well, Meech.
So that's how you got your name, Meech, right? That's how you got Meech. Okay.
Yep, that's how I got Meech.
Okay. Yeah. And who would you say there was? Where were they from? What was they get down? Why'd you respect what they were talking about?
I forgot where they was Crips. They was Crippin'.
Okay.
Sure, but I forgot where they was from. I know they came from L.A., but they was up in the valley. Like back in the day, a lot of L.A. Crips, young dudes coming up there, coming from schools, messing with the girls from schools up there. But they were messing with my sister Queen.
Okay.
And she had brought them around. She always bring everybody around. She would bring everybody around. That's what she did.
So you saying your sister?
All these young.
Wait, so you saying your sister brought some Crips around you, but as far as you actually functioning with some Crips, your sister brought that around you?
Yeah. Well, wow. She brought those guys, but my family was Crippin' though.
No. I know what you said.
Like,
okay.
Yeah, but we was young, but she brought them around, and I didn't really anticipate because back in the day, Louise Park used to be the jump off. If you lived in the valley and you was black, 'cause a lot of black people didn't live in West Hills yet, like in the 80s. Like they lived like Sepulveda area. They lived like no further than not even going into Reseda yet. Like it was like Louise, Haskell, It's like if you was coming from that area, you get a lot of blacks condensed in that area, and then but Louise Park, right there on Shutter Way, and it was, they used to have these Jamaican festivals, and they used to play, the speakers would come out, just like they did in New York. They would come out with these big old speakers at the parking lot, and we would have these Rasta festivals right there, like all summer long, every weekend, every Friday, boom. They bring these big old home speakers, big ones, and just set them up, and it'd be just thumping. Like all like,
and this was in the valley.
Reggae,
this was in the valley.
Yeah, right there, Louise Park.
Oh, Louise Park.
Yeah, Louise Park, bro.
Wow. And what street was that? What street that's on? Louise and what? Louise and Sataquoy?
Summer Way and Louise, bro.
Okay.
Right there.
Wow.
Right there. Y'all folks over there, Kenny and them was all right there. They was even they.
So that's like Van Nuys. That's like the beginning of Van Nuys, almost something like that.
Van Nuys, yeah, that's like the end of Van Nuys. Well, if you're coming from the east, that's the end of Van Nuys. If you're coming from the west, it's the start of Van Nuys.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Okay, right.
So if you going, yeah. So.
Wow. And then.
Yeah, man, right there. That was it. We used to walk to the park.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So what is that? You went to. So you actually you're actually from the valley, or you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, man, we from Inglewood. We was born in Inglewood Hospital.
Right.
We were the first triplets born in Inglewood Hospital ever.
No way.
It was like 1980, and then we came.
Wow.
Yeah, the first one was born and they got us registered there.
So you're not just the first black triplets, you're the first triplets, period, out of Inglewood Hospital.
Period, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, period.
That's legendary. That's crazy. Wow. And then where did you live out there before you came to the valley?
We lived in Culver City, man. We were like, okay. My parents, we owned apartment buildings in Culver City, and then we lived in we lived in a lot of places, man. Where was it? My parents had bought it different places. They got the apartment like in '85, but we also lived in a house before that. I remember that is off of Point View in LA, the street. I remember Point View, but we had a house there. But my parents, they ended up buying this apartment building right there off of in Culver City, man.
Wow.
And that was like the start of everything, you know. Like I told you, man, like, you know, Pops was doing it, bro.
Right.
You know, that was the life at the time. You know,
Right.
Pops was really
Up. He was up.
Pops was you know,
He was up.
well, it was sticking. It was we you know, we worked for the movie industry, and he was in the lowest part of the movie in the film lab department. And he had a Rolls Royce at the time, and this is kind of like our downfall of what happened in the 80s, because we had like 15 cars. You know, we was living hood rich, bro. Like,
wow.
We was living the lifestyle back then, like what you talking about, like what everybody got, like, oh, we had apartment buildings. No, yeah, we really, at the time, if we still would have had all that stuff, then we'd probably be multi-millionaires worth of value.
100 million
stuff that was there, but they bought it at a time where it was cheap. Yeah,
right.
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
Right. Wow.
You know, 15 cars, Broncos, Rolls, Porsches, everything. My parents was going to the Michael Space fight. You know, you had Bengals, Raiders, Rams, Lakers, Clippers. Everybody was coming to our house like play uncles.
Oh,
you know
wow.
what I'm saying? It was coming to the house. It was story, bro.
So So when did you come to the Valley? That's what one thing people probably
came to the Valley after my dad caught his case. He caught his case.
What kind of case did he fight?
Like 87.
What kind of case was he fighting?
I think it was a kingpin case. They gave him a kingpin case.
Oh wow! So he was fighting a
drug king.
Wow, kingpin case. Well, they always try to get a brother on a kingpin case. That's kind of weird. You're doing decent. They try to throw you a kingpin case. That's crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
you got a kingpin.
You got brother with $1 million or $2 million, or some money. Now all of a sudden you're a kingpin. Kingpin, I would think, would be more.
No, you gotta understand, man.
Kingpin to me would be more like somebody who's like 50, 100 millionaire. Even in the 80s, like a kingpin can't be just a person with $1 million or two. They just saying that, bro. You know what I mean? I don't know about that.
No,
they kind of put extras on this case, if you ask me, as far as a kingpin.
You got to understand, if you're a black person and you own an apartment building in Culver City, you work for the studio, but you have a Rolls Royce that only actors have. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but I mean, if you own, and it's sad because you should be able to have. I mean, working in the studios, you can work 1 year and go put half that money down on a Rolls Royce and then pay the other half. Studios pay well, so that's crazy. Yeah, I'm just saying, studios pay well, brother. So it's crazy to see, someone get hit with a kingpin case because he has a job.
Yeah, but in the 1980s, it wasn't like that, though. You're talking about in the 1980s, that was not like that. It was not going to happen.
Right. It's not like now, right? Right.
It wasn't. It's not going to happen. Look, you got the TV show Chips is like one of the hottest things on the market.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Homeboy, Eric Estrada is the one who bought the Rolls Royce that was identical to the one my dad had. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't make sense. You got the hottest dude in the industry at the time, young playboy Latino dude.
Yeah, he got the Rolls Royce just like your dad. Yeah. I hear what you're saying. It's like, how is he the top of the actors, and this guy works for the studio? He has the same car as this big act. I got you. Wow.
You know what
That's
I'm saying?
crazy.
And you got the same time the DeLorean happened, the DeLorean incident happened. All these things happen on the same time.
So basically, when he caught that case is when you guys moved to the San Fernando Valley.
Yep.
Wow.
Pretty much.
Wow.
We moved around first, but then we ended up in the Valley for sure. By like 88, 87, we ended up in the Valley.
Wow.
87, we ended up in the Valley.
And then from there, you lived with your mom and went to school where?
Crips. I forgot where they was from. Two young Crip girls.
Oh, some Crip niggas? That's what it is.
Yeah, and he was like, yo, man, we'll call you Meech, man. And I was like, I said, cool, man, we're going to be Meech. And I stuck with that name.